Let me tell you about my truck. She's not a fancy truck by any means. She doesn't have a fancy sound system or four-wheel drive. She doesn't have a navigation system or all the safety features of a modern truck. But what this truck lacks in features, she more than makes up for it in spirit and character. Now, I don't mean to sound cheesy when I say that, but I happen to believe it's the truth. This truck is a 1989 Chevy Silverado 3500 dually with a gas-powered big block 7-liter 454 in the engine bay. I looked up the VIN number online in hopes of filling in some of the holes of her past, but there wasn't much to find. She was built in 1989 in St. Louis, Missouri. The correct terminology for this truck is Chevrolet R/V 3500 series, and the subclass model is Silverado. This truck came into my life not because I sought it out, but because my dad owns a food truck trailer that he bought 6 or 7 years ago, and the truck came along with it. The guy selling it was sad to see it go. I didn't blame him then, and I don't blame him now. Now, the truck was in great shape mechanically, but she wasn't much of a looker, and there wasn't any realistic plan of fixing the truck up. Although I confess that I often found myself just sitting in the parked truck and daydreaming of being able to fix her up and bring her back to her former glory. The food trucking business was giving us some money to reinvest into the business. That's when my dad decided that it was time to replace this old 1989 Chevy, with admittedly horrible gas mileage, to something more updated. Enter the 2005 Chevy Duramax 3500 dually. She's a great truck as well, but she's not the main character of this video. The change in truck was a welcoming one from a food truck business perspective. And even though my dad wanted to sell this old 1989 Chevy, I managed to keep it in the family and thus began the process that I had often found myself daydreaming about, breathing new life into this old workhorse. Anyone who has done a vehicle restoration or any sort of work of that nature will tell you that it comes with its fair share of headaches. But this truck's been particularly difficult to shop for. See, for the most part, parts that are meant for trucks made between the years 1973 and 1987 are the parts that fit this truck. And from what I can gather, it's due to the fact that for the crew cab model trucks such as this one, they extended this square body style to 1989, while single cab configurations only made it up to 1987. This is only what I've noticed from shopping on sites like LMC Truck and similar, but I digress. The first thing we did to this truck was we got it a fresh coat of paint. We decided to keep it simple and just painted it black with a hint of silver for shine. The whole process involved stripping the truck's current paint off, bringing it down to the bare metal, and then doing some body work to get it looking right. After all the body work, she got sprayed with some coats of primer and then coats of the final color. Next thing to be done was some interior work. The first thing we needed to figure out is if we wanted to keep the burgundy color interior or if we wanted to switch it to a black. And as you can see, we went with black, starting with a new dash pad. After that, we installed some new speakers. Now, nothing fancy, just something to replace the old stock speakers, of which only the front driver's side speaker worked. Then after that, we had a new radio unit installed. And before you say anything, I know it doesn't particularly match the look or feel of this truck, but I needed something to power those new speakers because the original radio unit had already failed. Maybe later on down the road, we'll find something that's a little more retro styled and doesn't stand out as much. Next thing we did was we wrapped the door in black material and reupholstered the door pads in black with red stitching to pay tribute to the original interior color. For the exterior of the truck, I wanted to improve the visibility of the truck without making it look out of place, because our goal is to keep the truck looking as period correct as we can. So behind these taillight covers, you're going to find some LED bulbs for the riding brake lights, and I'm looking to upgrade as much as the lighting as I can with LEDs without making it look out of place or not period correct. I've also replaced the cab clearance light covers and seals with new ones, as the old ones were cracked and sun-dried. Looking under the truck, you can see that for the most part, she's in pretty good shape. But one thing that had to go was her exhaust system. The pipes were all rusty and falling apart, and one of the mufflers had an exhaust leak. So, we cut the pipes off right up until the exhaust manifolds, and we welded some new pipe in. We also got some new mufflers and some tips and welded it all together. The finished product, as you can see, looks and sounds better than the one it previously had. Not to mention, it has no exhaust leaks. We recently got the truck back to us because we had it in a shop getting the AC system fixed and updated. That means new compressor, new dryer, new hoses, and we updated the system to be able to use R134A Freon as opposed to R12, which was outlawed in 1994 due to ozone layer depletion if it was released from the system. And that brings us pretty much up to speed of what we've done to this truck up until now. What's next for the truck? Well, in the very near future, we're going to be getting some more packages in the mail, which will contain the next set of new parts for this truck as we continue to work on its appearance. If you want to follow the progress of this truck and see what we're going to be getting in the mail, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. We don't plan on doing anything too outrageous because, like I said, we want to keep the truck as period correct as possible. I have been toying with the idea of a small lift and maybe some nice looking wheels, but all in good time. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and would like to see more videos of mine, then like I said, make sure to hit that subscribe button for me and give this video a big thumbs up. I hope you have a great day. Take care.